What's up, guys? Glad to see you back for another video. I'm Howie, and this is HOWi, a series where I go over Photoshop tips and tricks that I've compiled over the years to try to make my images just a little bit better. Today, we're going to go over sports composites again, but this time we're going to talk about how to add just a couple of little techniques that you can use to add a little bit of atmosphere, dimension, and believability to your sports composites. And without really blabbing around about it too much, let's just go ahead and get started. Alright, now I know that I said Photoshop is where we're going to start, but we're actually going to start over in Photo Mechanic. This is the whole take from the shoot. I've already narrowed it down to a few here that I wanted to kind of show you as we go along. So this is kind of what we were getting on some of the individuals. Now these I shot for options for my team composite. I shot guys standing full length, and I shot them also down on a knee or squatting or something like that. So I have a variety of poses. This is one of those ones that was the happy accident I was talking about. We're not going to start there. I want to get in on this one. He had his flag with him, and this is the shot that I was talking about. He has the lights, you know, the typical 3 light setup, 2 coming in over his shoulders, 45-degree angle. My main light is boomed out, centered above him. And while the lighting works for that and 90% of everything else that I had shot, I thought with him looking off to the side, I should move my light. And it's easy because it's a boom stand, it's on wheels. It just takes me a second to kind of wheel everything over there and get it switched up. So I thought, no, don't be lazy, let's just move the light over. And it was at his right, camera left, and this is what you get. A lot more dramatic. You still got the 3 light setup, and you got the whole contrast there with the shadow and all that good stuff. So I just like how this was lit a lot, and it was just for this one pose. And then I moved the light back to the center for everybody else, and that worked for 99% of the shots that I was taking that day. But every now and then we'll do something where somebody's looking off to the side or whatever, and when that comes up, it just always looks better to move the light. So just takes a few extra seconds, and I know that adds up over time. So you don't want to do that with everything, but if the opportunity arises and it's going to make the picture that much better, I don't mind doing that. So that was one of the things I wanted to just mention while I had these pictures up. It doesn't really have much to do with the edit and all that good stuff. But this one and this one were the 2 happy accidents where my main light didn't fire for whatever reason. And it was just that one frame. I hit the little test button, it came right back. And like I said, a lot of times you just shoot this shot again, which I did. And then you've got the one with all 3 lights going. But I saw this, and it really, you know, started speaking to me, I guess. And I had an idea for something I had been wanting to work on for a while, and I wasn't sure how to fake it in Photoshop. So we're going to do that here in a minute. And similar with this one, I told him, you know, I put it in the proof. I wrote like right here on the proof in their gallery, it said, you know, I know this one isn't lit up front, but I thought it would still make a pretty sick edit. So anyhow, I left those in the proof gallery. So let me show you this one, and so you can see what I'm talking about here. I went ahead and got these cut out. I'm going to bring it into Photoshop. Okay, so you know I like to use my smoke brush. So what I'm going to do, I created a new layer, moved it underneath, made black my background, and filled it with black. Now I'm going to make a new layer. Got white as my foreground. I'm just going to add some smoke with my smoke brush. I'm at oh nope, I'm not even on my brush. Okay, there we go. Photoshop's switching tools on me. Okay, smoke brush, here we go. And I'm at 30 and 30 on opacity and flow. And I'm just going to build this out like I normally would. Give him some smoke coming in behind him. All right, now here's what I think is the fun part. We're going to stay on this smoke layer here. Layer 3 is our smoke layer. But I'm going to use this. Sorry, I'm going to have to switch to this first. I'm going to hold down Command and I'm going to click on that layer, and it's going to create a selection from, sorry, I'll leave this bigger here. It's going to create a selection of just what it sees on that PNG layer. And then I'm going to go back to my smoke layer and I'm going to duplicate it, or I'm going to invert the selection. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to Command J to give me a duplicate layer of this selection based on the smoke. So there's the duplicate layer. And now I'm going to go up to Filter and I'm going to go to Radial Blur. And I've already got it set. I picked like somewhere in the 50s. So let's go mid 50s on that. I'm gonna hit OK. And now you're gonna see those streaks there. If I turn this layer off, you see it more as if like there's a smoky layer behind him that's backlit. I'm gonna do that a little bit less. Filter, blur, radial blur, and I'm going to take that down to 40. Let's try that. Oh, did I undo it? I don't think I ever undid it. There we go. Let's try it again. And here it is at 40. Not too bad. I'm going to turn that bottom layer back on just to add the texture back in, but I'm going to bring the opacity of it down. And then I'm going to finish it off by putting little foreground smoke so it doesn't look so dimensionless. But yeah, no, I thought that was a cool way to kind of fake that whole, light passing through. I dig it. I like it. Okay. Now I'll do something similar with this one. Not the exact same thing that we did. Here he is. But with it being backlit, even if you just brought over, and this is where I'm going to go back to my libraries, show you how I use those. If we go over here, and this is my libraries, you see I've got some of my Josh Hanna stuff here. I've got my little lighting effects, got my light grids, wrinkled paper, jersey number, some different logos and things like that I keep in here because I can always just click and drag them over without having to go find them somewhere in Photoshop. And already it looks really cool because it's an image that is backlit primarily, so you sell it by adding lights behind. And you don't have to explain anything up front because there is no lighting coming from the front. So this already looks like it's wrapping around him perfectly just the way it is. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of smoke in the foreground. Just a little bit. And I'm not going to add it over his face. So I'm going to add that behind. I'm going to add a couple flares that come out in front to give him some dimension with a nice soft round brush here. Starting to look a little bit more believable. Now, I'm going to lower the opacity on that just by a little bit, and I'm going to create a merge visible or whatever. What's it called? Like a composite layer. Let's look at the history. I'll tell you what it's called. Oh, history's over here. Stamp visible layer. There we go. Now that we've got our stamp visible layer, I've got a Nik filter saved that I know that I'm going to like for this situation, and it's going to load. There we are. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting to leave it. It's a big file, but yeah, man. Let's have a look. Oh, we never did the Nik filter on this one. So let me nope. I'm going to do a stamp visible there. And I'm going to hit play. Run that same Nik filter on this one. Yep. I'll lower the opacity on it. I'll lower that just a little bit. I think that's looking a little green, so I'm just going to add some color balance back in. I dig it. What you think? Pretty cool, eh? But yeah, that's a little bit of how I use the libraries. I use this background a lot, so it's good to keep that one in there. Anything that you're going to use over and over again in your edits, I suggest keep it in your libraries. And you can share your libraries too. All right, that's all I got for you on this one. Just a quick little show you some libraries, show you some of the thought process on lights not firing and keeping the images, and also when to be really intentional on setting your lights and just taking a few extra seconds to make it a little bit more perfect. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching.